What up, party people? What up, YouTube? This is Chef, New Zealand Murder History Podcast. How you guys doing out there? Well, good. I too am well. And check this out. I'm about probably less than 100 meters down the road from the entrance to the Strongman Mine, which exploded in 1967. And this photo I got here, well, here's some of the rescue effort that came in to, rescue the miners. Some of them are miners, and some of them are mines rescue. But yeah, 1967, that's why they don't look stoked. It's not a good day. But anyway, let's set this up. Strongman Mine disaster, 1967. It was just after 10 in the morning on January the 19th, 1967, when 19 strong men were killed in the mine explosion. The explosion was massive. It wasn't the first, the worst, or the last here on the west coast. West coast of the South Island, that is. The worst one and the first one was Brunner. First one I know of anyway. And I'm going to cover that one too one day. But I think I'm going to skip Pike River. Yeah, you see, Pike River's not really a good topic of conversation here in Greymouth, Grey Valley, Grey District. It just wasn't that long ago. Still a fresh wound, you could say. November the 19th, 2010. Yeah, is when Pike River exploded, and a lot of people lost a lot of family members, and also it's well documented on the internet already. Plus a docudrama movie simply titled Pike River, which I would actually recommend. It was a pretty good watch, Couldn't tell you how factually accurate a made-for-TV flick was, but who knows. And just recently, so 2025, I've seen posters for a full-length feature movie about Pike River, so yeah, I guess I'm just going to flag that one. But anyway, back to the topic of discussion. So what happened at the Strongman Mine? Well, long story short, an explosion sent a massive fireball through a section of the mine, killing 19 miners. The death toll would have been a lot higher, but there was a wet patch in the mine, and it managed to slow the fireball down and then put it out. So all in all, there were 240 blokes underground at the time of the explosion. See, Strongman was the biggest underground coal mine in operation at that time. Well, anyway, let's source reference this one then. Sources used, but not limited to: Strongman Mine Fire Still Burning After 17 Years, written by Tui Bromley. Now, I got this one off www.nzherald.co.nz. However, the article was originally published in the Grey Star, so local Greymouth newspaper, on the 12th of November 2013. Side note, that means the mine's been on fire since 1996. That's 29 years after the big explosion of 1967. So I'm not sure what happened in 1996. I mean, I assume it was some sort of explosion, obviously, if it set the mine on fire, but I really couldn't get to the bottom of that one. New Zealand History website: 19 killed in Strongman Mine explosion at Runanga. It's actually Runanga in proper Māori pronunciation. And that was written 19th of January 1967. So that's the title of the article. But it was written by the Ministry for Culture and Heritage, and it was last updated on September the 24th, 2020. Yeah. So not written 1967, written 2020, last updated. Anyway, you can find that one on www.nzhistory.govt.nz. I read Christchurch Library's website article, Strongman Mine Explosion, and that website was updated 2023, and you can find that one on www.my.christchurchlibraries.com. So what happened then? Well, the rest of the 240 miners, one source I read actually said there was only 150 miners in there, but anyway, the rest of the guys made it out safely. They were evacuated, and then the rescue team of some miners, along with Mines Rescue, went back down the mine, and sadly, they only found 15 bodies. It took 14 hours to bring up the 15 bodies on coal trucks, but there would be no survivors found in the rescue attempt. Then the smouldering coal caught fire, and the rescue team were safely brought back up above ground. The mine was sealed for safety and to stop the fire from lack of oxygen. 3 weeks later, they reopened the mine, and Mines Rescue went back down again to bring out the bodies of the last 4 miners who didn't make it. And to their credit, they managed to pull 2 of them out, but it was decided to be simply just too risky to go back down Strongman, and the mine was then sealed. That mine shaft was sealed shut forever. And yeah, it was awful, alright, but you know, that's just what happened. What can you do? Yeah, it was a bad day all around. You see, the mine up the 9 Mile Valley, yeah, the valley in front of where I'm parked right now, known as Strongman, had killed 11 people before the 1967 big explosion. But those blokes, they all got killed in like smaller minor mishaps, you know, like rock falls or CO2 poisonings. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what happened to the other 11, but it was just separate, you know, mining accidents. I don't know, maybe a coal truck fell off the rails and hit one of them, stuff like that, you know, I'd imagine. But I couldn't find the info on those ones online, but yeah, anyway, coal mining's been sketchy from the get-go. Yeah, my great-granddad, P.S. Mitchell, yeah, he came over on the boat from Scotland in 1926 to work in the Blackball coal mines. You see, back in the 20s, so the 1920s, not the current decade of the 20s, the New Zealand company was selling boat tickets for £1 from Scotland to New Zealand. So P.S. Mitchell paid £5 and jumped on a boat with his wife Frances, his sons Bill and Jim, and my 2-year-old grandmother Winifred Mitchell. Yeah, and they set sail, and after a long couple of months at sea, they landed safely at Bruce Bay, or possibly Big Bay, I'm not certain which one, they're both in South Westland. Anyway, from there they travelled north to Blackball in the Grey Valley. My family hated being coal miners. You see, back in the day, the New Zealand company was subsidising travel costs to bring Pākehā over here from Europe to colonise New Zealand. £1 was actually a lot of money back in the 20s, but not that much in the grand scheme of things, you know. I think it was worth like $1,000 today or something, I'm not really sure. Anyway, long story short, one of my great uncles, he actually lost one of his arms down the mine when the coal collapsed. He was like 11 or 12 or something. So yeah, it was totally not the safe career choice from one end of the Grey District to the other. But anyway, back to the Strongman Mine. So what happened after the 19th of January 1967 explosion? Well, 3 weeks later, more efforts were bravely made by Mines Rescue. Oh, hang on, I've already read that bit. No, wait, we've already got there. Yeah, so this is, it was 3 weeks later when they went back down and retrieved the other 2 bodies, and then the mine was sealed forever. Alright. You with me? Stay with me, people. Yeah, so 3 weeks after the 1967 explosion. You know, I'm sure Mines Rescue were gutted that they couldn't get the last 2 bodies out, but, you know, the risk of another explosion was just too high. So shout out to Mines Rescue and a job well done. I'm sure you did your best. Yeah, the New Zealand government, who actually owned the Strongman Mine, they got fined £200,000. Yeah, plus they had to give another £250,000 in compensation to the families of the 19 miners who died. It sounds like a lot of money, but, you know, when you do the math, it's only just over £13,000 per family, so, you know, it wasn't like winning lotto or something. I mean, at least they did get some cash to cover rent and bills in this hard time, but, you know, sad, you know, because they would have all been 19 breadwinners of their respective families, I would imagine. And, well, you know, the money was never really going to cover the death of the miners, so I don't know. At least they got something, I guess, but yeah. A service was held at Kororo Cemetery for the 19 coal miners, even the 2 who were never recovered. And that's it. That's my show about the Strongman Mine explosion of 1967. Yeah, see, I got told that the coal mine had been on fire since 1967, but this is incorrect. Because New Zealand Herald article, Strongman Mine Fire Still Burning After 17 Years, originally written for the Greymouth Star by Tui Bromley on the 12th of November 2013, available on www.nzherald.co.nz, says the mine's been on fire since 1996. So yeah, like I said before, if anyone out there knows what happens in 1996 to set the mine on fire again, I'd love to know. I find that stuff very interesting. Okay, that's it. That's my history lesson. Chef, New Zealand Murder History Podcast. Yeah, sad, eh? Let's go check out the mine memorial. May as well, eh? Seeing as we're all the way up here. The audio might go rubbish when I step out the car. That's why I record these ones in the car. It's got better audio. Maybe not. It's not too windy. We'll give it a go. So they would have come to work down here on this road. Of course, it was probably a dirt road or at least a gravel road. I don't think it would have been tar seal back then. I don't know, did they just have one bus that took all the blokes from Greymouth to work every day? Probably. Did a lot of people own cars back then? No, but these guys had jobs, so maybe some of them had cars, or I don't know, maybe just the mine boss had a car. I guess they were pretty expensive back in the day, you know, but yeah, they would have been coming down here on their way to work, and they would have had no idea that that was their last day, that they would be going to work, or anywhere, for that matter. But yeah, it's, well, you know, it's awful sad, isn't it? in memory of those who lost their lives in the Strongman Mine disaster, 19th of January 1967. E.A. Burke, L.J. Coughlin, R.N. Cust, W.T. Foster Lindam, J. Johns, G.W. Kinsey, H. Mackenzie, R.A. Mohan, not sure how that one's pronounced, K.E. Moore, K.H.J. Montford, E.A. Newcomb, H.F. O'Donnell, N.J. Prescott, N.J. Robinson, E.H. Smith, J.A. J.A. Trukauka. Anyway, H. Van Louis, A.J. Watson, W.J. Williams. Also dedicated to other miners who lost their lives in the Strongman Mine. Yes, that would be the other 11 that I was talking about. Yeah, thought I'd make a video for you guys. Sorry about some of my pronunciation, I'm dyslexic. I try my best though. And then this lower plaque says, to mark 65 years of mining in the 9 Mile Valley by Solid Energy New Zealand Limited and its predecessors. Yeah, so they're still mining up in the valley there, but the original Strongman Mine, yeah, is closed. This is interesting. What does this say? Strongman Underground Mine, October 1938 to July 1994. So even that's 2 years before that other fire or whatever that happened there. Strongman 2 Underground Mine, July 1994 to August 2003. Yeah, so as far as I know, they're still mining up there, but it's at a different site. It's like an open cast. It's not even an actual mine. It's a mine, but it's not an underground mine. You get me? Yeah. Yeah, probably about this time of the day, the boys would have been expected to be, going home, back to their families and whatnot, but wasn't to be. Was not to be. Alright, well, hope you guys like my show. I'm meaning to come back to the West Coast and do this one for ages, but hey, I'm here now. Sometimes good things take time. You guys want to go check out the actual road out to the mine site? I'll show you where the actual road is. We can't actually drive up it. I went past before because I thought about parking there and doing my show, but I don't know, it looked like well, they've got like a gate up and stuff, I wasn't sure if it was a good place to park or not, so I come up to the memorial instead. cool up here. I haven't been up here for ages. Yeah, so that bridge, that's where the 9 Mile Creek runs under. The bridge goes over the creek. And, oh, it's on the other side. Hang on, I did the wrong one. Yeah, here we go. Birchfield Coal Mines Limited. Strongman R2 channel. 40 kilometers an hour geotech. Protective safety area. Well, it's got life-saving rules. Well, that's good. Danger. Entry of unauthorized persons prohibited. Okay, well, we better not try and get in then. And yeah, here we are, 9 Mile Valley, Strongman Mine. Have a good one, everybody.